Hello, I am here with Lloyd Kaufman. He is a film extraordinaire and co-founder of Trauma Entertainment. Lloyd, how are you today?
No sound.
We lost your sound, Lloyd. You're messing with us.
Oh.
I'm just trying to torture Colin.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for being interested in my failed career as a filmmaker and Trauma's 40 years of making unprofitable movies. Thank you so much.
Well, I hardly think they're failures. I think they have great artistic merit. So the first question... Oh, I'm sorry.
The fact that you are in one of them will give them some artistic merit, and your father, too. That has upgraded Trauma tremendously.
We do what we can. So the first question I wanted to ask, now I'm sure a lot of people are familiar, currently you are putting into production the next movie in the Nukem High series, Return to Nukem High, and there's been a lot of buzz going around, especially on your site, about the film being split into two films. Can you give some insight on what the deal is with that?
Well, the issue is the following. There are many movies being made, and due to the fact that 99% of the distribution is controlled by a small number of devil-worshipping international media conglomerates, we felt we had to do something to make Return to Nukem High pop out of the pack. So we thought we would make an event film. Kill Bill did it, and we thought we would. This would be our answer to Kill Bill. The only regret I have is that Colin is not featured more.
Well, it's quite all right. I was happy to do my part, but so you're seeing this as a way to rival them in a particular market, or?
No, just to this would be the idea is to make an event. Return to Nukem High is an event. It's in 2 volumes.
Oh, okay.
Kill Bill was an event. So this is kind of an event in the underground, because the giant movies, the baby food movies, take up most of the distribution channels.
All right. So what can we expect to see from these 2 films?
Well, they're connected. They're beginning, middle, and end. It begins in Volume 1 and ends in Volume 2.
Well, what the project entails, like storyline. I don't know how much of that you can give away at this point, but
no, it's there are themes that we are. Our movies are theme driven. This particular film, Return to Nukem High, deals with bullying, something you must know well, Colin. Do they bully you at school?
Not really. Mostly the teachers, actually. So
you bully the weaker ones, the ones you bully people.
I don't think there are weaker ones.
No, well, I was gonna be a little more politically correct in saying it was live and let live, but you know.
At any rate, I don't know what's wrong with bullying, quite frankly. But the movie deals with anti-bullying. The movie deals with same-sex relationships. The movie deals with the fact that the American youth is being poisoned by the food that the American youth consumes today. So there are a number of themes, and this is a revisiting. Return to Nukem High revisits Class of Nukem High, which, as you may recall, a school was built, a high school was built next door to a nuclear power plant, and the nuclear power energy went into the marijuana which the children smoked, and they turned into cretins, and the monster grew up in the basement of the school. In this movie, it's the food. The nuclear power plant has been demolished in the original Class of Nukem High, but a food factory has been built on the site of the contaminated wreckage of the nuclear power plant, and the children at the high school, many of whom look about 40 years old, are contaminated by the food and become mutants.
Oh,
Cretins. The Glee Club becomes cretins, so there's also a satire on probably
popular culture, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, your favorite show, Glee. You told me you loved Glee, so...
Well, guilty as charged, but... So Troma has a for this film. Troma has a deal.
Mike, by the way, Colin, let me ask you a question.
Certainly.
What, if you don't mind, what kind of entertainment do you like? What have you seen a movie recently that that rang your bell, or a TV show, or a Netflix show, or anything?
I'll be honest, I don't see that many movies, but there is one particular show. It's called Raising Hope. It's actually on Fox. That it's a fairly funny show, and I enjoy the dysfunctional quality of a lot of the characters.
And that I can't remember. I think I saw some of it on an airplane. What's the premise?
It's essentially, I believe, the son of the family.
The son finds a girlfriend after many years as not being very successful. They have a one-night stand. Turns out she's a serial killer, and she gives birth to a baby that from their one night together. And now that she's dead, which she keeps coming back from, he's raising her and trying to rebuild his life amongst a family of people who really aren't geared for that sort of thing.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Couldn't have said it better myself, actually. So, all right. So, oh, God bless you.
Thank you.
So the next film, for this next film.
By the way, you said God bless you. Do you believe in God? That's none of my business, but I'm just kind of curious because I don't know too many young people.
Here and there, I think I'm not really sure about it, actually. So.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good answer. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
Oh, not at all.
But I'm curious. The reason I'm an artist is I'm interested in people.
It's not a problem at all. So for the next film, Troma has a deal with Stars to distribute the film. With Anchor Bay releasing the new film on DVD and Blu-ray, are you I'm trying to, I apologize, phrase this in the right way. What are you expecting to come out of this deal? Is this going to be more visible on like cable networks or anything?
I do not know because it's up to the bigger company. They still have to. We finance this movie, and Stars is supposed to pick it up. Meaning they're supposed to, when we give it to them, which we have. Once they've gone through the quality control, they're supposed to help. They're supposed to give us some of the budget back, and then they distribute it. So it's all in their hands. I don't know. I hope that because they're a big, powerful part of a giant conglomerate, they're part of Liberty, which is a huge media conglomerate. I'm hoping that they will then put it on all the cable networks and the blah blah blah. Hopefully, I don't know. You don't know. They might just dump it. That's why, for the most part, we do our own distribution. But in this case, they wanted to do a revisiting or a remake of the original Class of Nukem High, and they gave me total freedom, so I'm doing it. But we had to pay for the movie.
Well, but
we're still waiting to get paid by Stars. So when they pay us, then they will be the official English language distributor, and then hopefully you'll see a lot of the film. You'll certainly, if they go ahead with this contract. And in Hollywood, the movie industry, you never know whether people who sign contracts are going to actually perform as the contract requires. But assuming if and when they go, bye. Yeah, thank you very much. Best to your folks. Bye. So at any rate, we think they can probably get a lot more out there than we can. Bye, Stuart. Stuart, remember Colin from the movie?
Yes, I do.
You want to take a look at him? He looks pretty good.
Well, you.
Say hello. Hold on.
That is a beautiful young boy.
Isn't he great?
Would you look at that?
And look,
I moisturize. I do my best. But how are you?
Sure, I say. Oh, you crazy kids and your technology. I can't keep up.
Yeah, he can't keep up. Whoa, definitely. All right, have a nice evening, Stuart. Thank you. Stuart says good night, Colin.
Oh, good night, Stuart. Now,
Colin says good night.
Now, For the film, you're planning on making a trip to the prestigious Cannes Film Festival.
What's that? Hold on a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The steward wants to remind you that the Glee Club is not as gay as it used to be, just in case you forgot.
Duly noted. Thank you, Stuart.
Ever since you met Patrick.
So, as I was saying, Return to Newcomb High is going to be traveling to the prestigious Cannes Film Festival, and you've received a lot of coverage for this. Clue us in on Occupy Cannes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I haven't seen. Have we gotten any coverage for this?
Yeah, apparently you've gotten some coverage for Time Magazine and...
oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And Indiegogo, I believe it's pronounced. Also...
Yeah, you're right.
So, clue us in a little bit about Occupy Cannes.
Well, we're going to try to organize a support for independent art at Cannes Film Festival, because Cannes has evolved over the years as a mouthpiece for the big conglomerates, and they have we feel they have not functioned as the kind of open festival that should be encouraging new and innovative art. They seem to be encouraging either big movies from the Hollywood and international media conglomerates, or they are encouraging. Oh, thank you. You don't have to do that now. Thank you. You want to take a look at it and bring it back tomorrow?
I can look.
Oh, good. That would be great. See what you think. I'd appreciate your opinion. But if you have any comments, let me know. Thank you. Sorry, Colin.
Oh, not at all.
So, so we want to make a stand at Cannes and have some street theater. And if we made a movie 10 years ago called All the Love You Can.
Yes, I've at least heard of it. I haven't actually seen it, but I am familiar with it. So
you can see it for free on YouTube, Troma Movie Channel on YouTube. You go to Troma Movie Channel. All the Love You Can was a movie we made at Cannes 10 years ago. But since then, we feel that the giant companies have even become more powerful, and the little guys have even become less weak. Less powerful. And so we're going to make a documentary about Cannes and kind of centered on your movie, Return to Newcomb High, and see how we get treated.
Excellent. Now, with the depth of mediums such as like DVD and Blu-ray becoming more prominent, do you think it'll actually be easier for your films to get distribution on like video on demand or like Netflix or those mediums?
No, there's no money.
Well, that's a simple enough answer.
Yes, there's absolutely no chance for us to get any revenue from anything. Only the God that you may or may not believe in, can basically save the independent film community. It's not just us. If you do research and you look at the independent movie studios, I don't think you can find a one that's more than 5 years old. Troma is almost 40 years old, and that's only because we have fans like you and others who are very dedicated. We have a fan base, but we're not making any money, nor will we make any money under the current conditions.
That makes sense. Now, you've worked with all manner of films over the years, but more recently you've been making films in HD. How does that compare in terms of like the post-production process? Does it give you more control over the final product, or?
Well, that's a very good question. If I were slightly literate in the world of digital production, it would give me total control. But I have been lazy. I learned a lot. I learned everything there is to know about celluloid, sprocket holes. All the equipment. I can operate every 35 millimeter camera, all that kind of crap. But I know nothing about the digital world. I cannot edit in digital. I cannot do anything in digital. I can barely attach a picture onto my emails. I can barely get onto tubegalore.com by myself. So the point is, I'm ignorant, so I have to rely on young technical people to guide me and help me.
Now, I guess my question then is, the transition, was that more a personal interest for you, or was it just you felt that, you know, the natural progression of filmmaking at this point would be to go to HD? Like, is there something that fascinated you, particularly since you said you're not as experienced with it?
HD looks better now. When I wrote one of my books, Make Your Own Damn Movie, about 10 years ago, I was very much a believer in 35 millimeter because it looked better. The video, the digital medium, did not look good to me. But over the 10 years, the quality of the digital media, the digital cameras, etc., even your GoPro Go, or whatever that thing is, that little thing, even that's pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
But that camera we used on Return to Nukem High, the Araflex Alexa, in my opinion, that's better than 35 millimeter. I think the red now is better than 35 millimeter, and you don't get crappy projectionists. Hey, look at that! Nice. But
I'm going to hold this here for product placement purposes.
no, thank you. I thought you were in the bathroom and you needed some toilet paper.
Well,
at any rate, the point is that the technology has developed to the point where Lloyd Kaufman believes that the digital format is better than 35 millimeter, and I am quite convinced that I am correct. The only problem is we didn't save any money on Return to Nukem High using that equipment, and I think